Welcome to slide 21 of the Fab 50 from the Clemson University Marketing Foundations course. I am Meike Nelson, and I will be your guide through the stages of the customer buying behavior process. Slide 21 is part of the series on Know Your Customer. The customer is one of the 5 C's used in the market opportunity analysis. Slide 19 and 20 of the Know Your Customer series touched on the stimulus response model and Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Slide 21 builds on these topics as marketing attempts to satisfy the customer's needs through a value proposition and is concluded with slide 22 with a summary of the decision-making sets. Let's start with the 5 steps of the typical customer's buying process. Our process starts with the customer recognizing that they have a need. Next, the customer searches for information on what is available to satisfy the need. Once alternatives are identified, then they are evaluated to try to make the best decision. With the decision made, the customer makes a purchase. Finally, the customer decides that they are either satisfied with the decision or not. Let's take the needs that is described in Maslow's hierarchy. I'm hungry and there's a Chick-fil-A coming into view. I'm going to stop and get something to eat. Some needs are the result of a change in condition. The microwave is broken and cannot be fixed, so I need to replace it. The need may also come from stimuli that creates a want. The new Star Wars movie has a new lightsaber that my son must add to his collection. When it was time to buy a new car, this is the commercial that sealed the deal for me as I navigated I-85 southbound every day at 5 o'clock in the evening.
What makes a Subaru.
Next comes the search for information. Let's take the case of a car purchase. There are lots of characteristics to consider when purchasing a car. During this stage, the customer is learning and listing all of the things that are important from their perspective, a perspective that you as a marketing professional must know. Depending on what is important, the sorting of the information into must-haves, would-likes, and don't-likes criteria begins. This is the step that organizes all the information, the points of differentiation, and compromise. The level of detail of this part of the process depends on the involvement level of the customer. The purpose is to reduce the list until the decision can be made. The topic of decision sets will be discussed in detail in slide 22. The criteria for moving along this part of the process is highly personalized because it depends solely on what is important to the individual customer. With all of the factors weighed, a decision is made and the customer is ready to complete the purchase. Then comes the disruptors. Some decisions fall victim to analysis paralysis with too many choices that disrupts the purchasing process, or the car you selected with all the features is not available for 12 weeks and all of a sudden the decision process is disrupted with another decision based on whether or not you can or want to wait. Or you may receive negative opinions that make you question your decision. No one wants to make a mistake, especially when purchasing a big-ticket item like a car. The moment of truth arrives. The car comes in and you drive it off the lot. At this point, you are either satisfied or entering buyer's remorse. And here lies the ultimate question. How likely is it that you would recommend a Subaru to a friend or colleague? This is the base question for the Net Promoter Score, introduced by Fred Reichheld. The response to the question can be classified into 3 categories. You become a promoter, a passive, or a detractor. The Net Promoter Score is just one of many ways to measure customer satisfaction. Remember, the end goal of the process is to have the customer purchase the marketed product and to be satisfied with the decision to purchase the product or service you are marketing. If your product is going to be a success, you have to get to know your customer.